what I'll do is, due to the lack of basketballs and what have you, we're just going to put you through some footwork drills and things. So we'll get on the baseline. We'll start with the first one. So we're going to mix it up. First will be defense. Okay, so what I want you to get out to first is we're putting some on-ball pressure. We're going to get into a stance, okay, and we're going to be moving with the basketball. Obviously, there's no basketball first. Now, when we move in a defensive stance, it's very difficult to move in this position here at great speed. So when you're putting pressure on the ball, you tend to you lose your defender, or you lose your offense as you go like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here in our defensive stance. We go to there. As soon as it becomes too fast, we turn our feet into that position, and we're running with our defender, we're running with the offense, the imaginary offense, to the sideline. We cut them off with a sprint, then we turn them again, and we go to the halfway. So it kind of looks like this. We're in a stance there, turn the feet, watching, into that stance, turn the feet, and then we're done, okay? Then walk back to the baseline. So if you want to have a run through each, maybe one time each. Yeah, in a line, just one at a time. As soon as the first one hits the sideline, next one go. Nice. So if you look, you can change the speed as the players are now running with their feet pointing in that direction, still facing the offense, the imaginary offense. But of course, increasing their speed to be able to maintain defensive pressure on the ball. Okay, just hold there. So now we'll get into a pair situation. So, sorry, your name again? Colin. Okay, so if I'm guarding Colin and I'm in this stance here, this guy's a massive athlete. I don't know that I'll be able to keep up with him, so I'm first of all going to cheat a little bit. So as he takes off in this direction, I'll put a hand on the hip, and then I'm going to have to run to keep up with him. I cut him off, and again, hand on the hip. Obviously, referees here, they might tell me off, but we're going to get a quick push, use their momentum, get back, and as we go through it, the offense can start putting on more pressure onto the defense. So start challenging them, trying to get past them. We'll just have a little game of sort of like touch rugby without the ball. So in pairs. So offense, this is a defensive drill, so we want to basically maintain a decent speed, and they've got to stay, they're just running side to side, so without a ball. And see how he's got to change his speed, you turn your feet, so there you go fellas in the pairs. So make sure you turn those feet and try and get into that sprint. Especially with them pink shoes on, everybody can notice. Put some pressure on him, Emily. And just flip it over so you have a turn on defense. Yeah, go again. Got some basketballs for you. Brilliant. I'll just drag this down here. Okay, hold there. We'll start with this one. I'm going to let Emily guard Colin. Sorry, Colin guarding Emily there. And you're going to try and play defense. Emily, your job is to get to halfway, okay? And there's fewer side steps as you possibly can. So if you can cross them up there, obviously there's no ball involved, all right, and get to halfway without turning, you maybe get 1 or 2 turns in. His job is to turn you as many times as he possibly can before you get to halfway, obviously without fouling. He might be able to get a hand check on there once or twice, but I'm sure a referee will tell you to get the hands off and call that foul in the backcourt. Here we go. Oh, nice job. Next. Obviously, if you take the ball out of play, the offense can move a lot faster, and the defense has got to really work hard. Oh, see, no turn there. Well done. You get to play defense this time, Emily? Here we go. Don't take it easy on it though. Oh. Okay, that's good. Grab a basketball, guys. We'll flip it over now to offense, and just some offensive stuff. We'll actually leave the basketball. We're looking at that change of direction. Now obviously, if you look at, what's the national sport of Fiji? Is it sevens? Yeah, it's pretty much sevens. If you have a look at sevens, the way they step is exactly the same in basketball. So if we're using this, we're stepping up here. We're looking to step off our outside foot, changing direction quickly in that position there. So as we do that, we're maintaining speed. Unlike a lot of kids, especially when they're learning to start, they stop, change direction, and then take off again. We want to really step. So we're going to use that without the ball. We're going to run through it once, and then we use with the ball. Okay, so basically maybe 3 steps one way and change direction. Yep, there you go. Just run through as soon as the guy gets to the free throw line. Next one, head. Try and keep those feet up off the ground so you're continuously running. Oh, watch the... Just hold there, guys, that's cool. So you can practice that technique just off one step, so it's called a V step. So if we're here like this, okay, we're just changing direction. Okay, so have a run through of that. Basically, you're trying to go in a V. So if you've ever inline skated or ice skated before, we're changing direction, we turn our chest, we turn our chest, we turn our chest. And so we're going in that direction, we're just moving our feet. And you're probably not thinking about it, you guys are watching you before practice or just scrimmaging, and you do it kind of naturally anyway. So put the camera down the middle there, V steps. I think you're up. There we go, without the ball. One step, one step, one step. One step, one step. Watch the wet floor. That's it, we'll throw a ball in now. Feels kind of strange holding the 7 again after working out the whole week with a 6, but if we look at doing the same footwork with the dribble, so we're looking to go step, bounce, step, bounce, step, bounce, trying to keep your head up, okay? And we start getting into this kind of speed. Okay, so grab a basketball. Emily, have you got a 6 that you can use? Down over that side. Okay guys, towards the camera, where you go. Try and keep that low body position, see if you can get your heads up. One step, one step, one step. Step, bounce, step, bounce. Can we go through it again? There we go, we got it. Step, bounce, Emily. Okay, so we can take that there to the next level. Obviously, we're going to start changing direction, and we'll maybe go 2-3 steps, change direction. So it's same steps, so we go this way and change direction. Okay, the idea behind it is you want to change direction quickly, take the basketball from one side of your body right across the other side on the dribble, so you got control of it in that sort of position there before you put it to the floor. Really rip it through there. And if you can see the footwork, at times, just keep going. At times you see players just pause on that. We kind of want them to continue their motion so they're not losing any speed. So Emily there, try not to slow down, V-step it, there you go. Just hold them. Now obviously, a straight crossover is pretty easy to stop, so you know, you got to throw in a little bit of magic every now and again. So this time here we're going to go basically a double V-step with an in and out dribble. Does that make sense? So we're trying to break someone's ankles here. So we're going that way, we change directions off that one. So in and out dribbles, working on those. So now we're going to put those two parts together, and obviously we had the defense, we started with the footwork, and now we've got the ball carrying, so we've got the ball carrying. This one here is, I guess you're just trying to contain, get separation between the offense and the defense to making sure you're staying in front. So we're trying to make it focus as a defensive drill, but obviously you're working on your skills. I'm going to try and stay in front. I don't think I've got too much of a chance, but get into that stance. So if you come up here on the baseline, I'm in this stance here. I want to try and create a side view, changing the feet, okay, in here, hesitating, all right, and trying to stay in front of your player. All right, so working in that 2-on-2 situation, okay, rotate through and just have a go at that. So offense, you're working on those skills. Defense, you're working on that footwork. Try and make him change direction, Emily. There you go, get in front. Don't be afraid to get one hand check on there. You'll generally get away with it. Obviously, if the referees are telling you completely keep your hands off, you can't do it. But if you're allowed to get the odd hand check in to just balance yourself and get your feet in the right position, that's fantastic. When you play overseas, you play in, basically went to China and playing up there, and they were two hands on the ball carrier the whole time. So as you were dribbling up the court, they had two hands on you. So something you needed to, skills, referee interpretations change around the world. Obviously the European style has been brought down here, and we've got some pretty talented head referees. So if you haven't had a turn at that, keep going, and we'll get into the next part. That'll do, that's all good. Okay, if you guys can make 2 lines here on the baseline, we're going to move into the next phase. So that was just a general footwork, one, I guess, full court. Now if we look at, again, footwork on the baseline, and I love this drill. I think you can create almost any shot out of it to practice. We call it the egg beater, or butterfly, I think it's been termed. Use that with under 13 girls teams because obviously they like butterflies. So yeah, I think the egg beater sounds pretty good. So basically you need 4 balls, 2 balls at the front of each line and one guy. I imagine you may have seen it, but basically I'll explain it. I'm coming around first and foremost, so I'm going to look to catch an inside foot pivot. Okay, so I'm looking to come in here, just curl around around the charge block, and we're looking to go up. Okay, left hand here, get your protection out, finish there. Right hand there, finish. Obviously grab the ball to the next person in line, and I'm sorry, Emily, you'll have to use the 7 there. So inside pivot. Keep your hips low is the key thing I try and use. That's so if you watch, if you keep your hips low in this situation, you can go straight up. Rather than saying knees bent, I try and say hips low. And you can stick a number on it, you can put a time, you can go for clean finishes. So if I say to the fellas, just pause there for a second. All right, so I want clean finishes. You guys know what that means? So no rim, so straight through, we don't want to hit that. So really concentrating on your finish. Go up, put it on the glass, nice clean finish there. trying to get with just all net, okay? Let's go. See how many clean finishes we can get each. There's one. That's nice, Emily, 2. Try and use that left hand there. It's a more difficult skill trying to get a clean finish. It really makes players concentrate on looking at their target. Okay, sweet, that's enough of that one. Okay, this one here is the same thing, same passing action. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lead out here, and a lot of times you'll see players when they're changing directions, they'll go in curves. Okay, I think curves is a waste of energy. So we want to touch this free throw line. I'm immediately again pointing my feet back to the basketball, hands ready. I'm going to make my catch. Okay, 1, 2, and I'm finishing at the rim. Okay, so I imagine some of you guys can finish above the rim. I've got too old for that. Here we go. So you're first. So touch right foot on the free throw line. Should be 3 steps. Key thing is get that sharp change of direction. Lower those hips on the free throw line and really change direction quickly. Nice job, that'll do there, that's great. Just a shot, a lot of shot times you'll take. So off the free throw line, on the 3-point line is the passing line. So if you're up here. So in this situation I'm gonna, and the key to this is if you don't want to get hit in the head, cut quickly, all right? So I'm going to cut to the baseline. Obviously, I'm not going to get hit in the head. No one else is shooting. I'm receiving the ball, okay? I'm a reverse pivot. So I'm going to catch the ball nice and high, keep the ball high, and then reverse pivot for shot, all right? So on the other side, again, it'll be the reverse pivot. So I'm making my catch, okay? Reverse pivot this way, and then it's finished there. If I run quickly, sorry, if you run quickly, you're not going to get hit in the head by my shot, okay? So make sure after you pass, cut quickly. You'll see in a second. Way you go. So try the reverse pivot. Yeah, grab your rebound, take it to the line you got the ball from. Okay, just hold you for a second there. Okay, so when you play zone, especially when you're moving against zones, it's really important that you see the whole floor. So when you make your catch, if you watch the whole floor, and as you do it, reverse pivot does that for you. So if you're inside pivot, you kind of close the space between yourself and the defenders. But if you reverse pivot, give yourself a whole lot of room to see the floor. Am I going to pass? Am I going to shoot? I've created separation with my defense, okay? And then I can look to make my shot, all right? Obviously, if the defense jump at you, you've got your pivot and you can go back at the rim. All right, so looking at the basket, the key thing is that baseline pivot, reverse, look. Okay, and in this case, we're shooting it. So I think maybe that side. Keep your hips low on the turn. There's one side you're going to find a little more difficult to shoot from. You see how you got to cut quickly, you get one in the noggin? Okay, pause there for a second. Finish your shot. No pressure. Camera's on you. Away you go. Money ball. Ooh. Okay, so this time we're going to run, we're going to do the same thing. So we've got the reverse pivot. We're going to touch the charge block. Okay, we're going to touch the charge block. We come up here, receive the basketball. Hips low again. Really important you get your hips low on this. As I said, you're going to find one side easier than the other. So I make my catch and I turn my hips. I'm a right-handed shooter, so I've got to turn my body probably only about 60 degrees. Obviously the other side, to get my same sort of footwork, I've got to turn my body maybe 120 degrees to get that same sort of look there. So you'll find one side easier than the other, but if you do the reverse pivot, okay, you get that separation. Now we've just been shooting the basketball, so we'll move to the next thing. So I'm going to pump fake here, and I'm going to drive, and you're going to finish at the rim again, okay? Just watch out for the person cutting through. You probably want to give them a time to catch that basketball, finish that. You touch the charge block back out, and it's your turn from that side. So we'll finish at the rim to start with, and we'll get some tricky stuff going. To go. Catching on the reverse pivot gives you that separation opportunity to shoot, and if the defense take one little look at you, they're going to get to the basket. So if I'm coming out here on defense, I'm here in that stance, and I lift, that's all, and you're gone. Okay, last one of these ones here. Who's going to be up? All right, so this one's similar. Can I grab someone on defense? Just here on defense for a second. Okay, so obviously, you know, as you play, defense gets better. I come here, I look for my shot, he lifts a bit, but then he cuts me off. All right, so he beats me to that spot, he cuts me off. So I'm going to go 2 bounces, okay, and I'm going to finish 1, 2. So should look basically 4 steps, 2 bounces. So in this situation, reverse pivot, and with a finish. Okay, so working on that, got that. If you go through it in your mind, 2 bounces, 1, 2, and again, you're trying to point your feet in the direction you're heading. Emily. So off the same thing, yeah. At times, referee's going to call that spin for a travel. If you get 2 bounces in with 4 steps, you won't get called for the travel. There you go, nice job. Are you on the reverse pivot there, Emily? Or? Yeah. So on the other side, it's obviously left hand dribble. 2 left hands. Left, left, right, left. And this is right, right, and then left, right with the feet. And obviously as players develop, they get faster and faster at this. And the key to it is if you can do it, then do it faster. If you can't do it, slow down and take your time until you get that motor pattern. And okay, just pause there. Okay, so that's one of those. You can throw in other actions off there. All right, we can throw in basically behind the back, so we're going there. We change directions. And off behind the back, so just a little one off that one as well. So just little inside moves. It's all footwork. So we'll start from that side. So take that dribble behind the back. Nice. And as you watch the players, they start, when they get used to this kind of stuff, become more and more creative. They can throw the spin dribble in, then they throw a reverse pivot in. Anything they feel comfortable. If they're watching the NBA or seeing college basketball, they're going to see some pretty amazing things. They're going to try and replicate that. So giving them the mechanics, the basic mechanics to do that is really important, especially junior levels. And just pause there. So the key thing is this, when you're doing this drill, is you want to make sure so come out, I'll play defense on you. You want to make sure you're changing direction, okay? So if you go this way, and you weren't here at the start, yep, inside pivot, outside, so you've got to change direction, make me go this way. So I'm here, and then you've got to cross across there. If you're not changing direction, right, you're not going anywhere, and defense can stand straight in front of you. So you've got to make sure, remember right at the start, we were using those V steps, so we're changing direction in that case, that way there. The same movement, okay, if I step there and then backwards, you know, it's a V step, but I'm just going in reverse. Okay, so making sure you're changing directions on there. So that, we'll leave that one there, we'll go to the next one. It's one again I want to work with basically footwork. Okay, we're going to do, you know, running off basically if someone on a backdoor cut or something like that. So again, if you're, can you pass for me, thank you? So I'm going to, just hang on. I'm going to fake here, I'm going to jump up here, and I'm going to stop. Now if my space on the court is out here, I'm going to change direction, turn my feet in this direction, and you're going to lob me the ball. Okay, so I'm running in that direction. On the catch, I want to turn my feet so I'm set up. So when I receive the ball, I get my feet into position to shoot. Okay, and then I shoot the basketball. Okay, I'm going to get my own rebound. All right, and then you're going to start lifting, and then run that, and you're going to pass it to him. Okay, so we just, sweet. Now Emily, you're going. I take the ball to the line I got it from. So you shoot. I think that works out. Maybe the line I came from. Yes, 3 minutes. If you have a look at the footwork of the players, the ones that look smoother are the ones that are moving their feet efficiently. Okay, just pause there, I'll just explain that one more time. That's pretty nice over there. Okay, so if you're playing defense on me again, all right, if you're playing defense and I come this way and I start shuffling, okay, that's not very fast. All right, but if I come here and I change direction quickly, okay, then that's quick. All right, because I'm turning and running as fast as I possibly can. I'm trying to create that separation. You're up here defending me in that position. I've changed direction, and what I like to say is, who's the fastest in here? Come on, let's go, let's have a race. You ready? On free throw line to 3-point line. I'm not going to make it any longer. Here we go, ready? You stand there, we're going this way towards that camera. Might get this angle here. On the free throw, don't cheat. Come on, we're going to the yellow line. You ready? I get to say go. Go! Okay, so how do I win? There's no way I can beat this guy in a sprint. All right? So, he's out here, I saw him before, he's like up above the rim and that kind of stuff. How did I win? I get to say go. All right, and that's the key point. In this situation, if I'm lifting out here, I get to say go. So if I keep cutting, and you think I'm going to back, I'm just going to catch the ball. If I don't cut, or if you start denying that, and I get to say go, and I change direction quickly, I'm going to win that race, and I'm going to create separation, because I got to say go. All right, so have a go at that. We'll finish off with a couple of shots, and then we'll be about done. All right? You might want to even up the lines a little bit. Thank you. Here we go. So lift out, change direction, and be the one that gets to say go. That's a nice shot. Try and be in the air on the catch, and then you'll land. You can turn your feet, turn your hips, and land in your shooting stance. There you go, nice. That's good, Emily. Okay guys, that's great. I think that's probably about time. Patrick, feels like 3 minutes. It's about the time of timeout. Bring it in, fellas. Hands in. Nice job. And Emily, of course. Was it Saints, is it? Or is that someone else's club? We'll go Fiji, eh? Fiji on three. Fiji on three. 1, 2, 3. Fiji!